Well, good Monday morning to you, and welcome to our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy, with Doctors Jim and Janine Fox of Doctors Nutrition, located on Cowan Road in Gulfport. Good morning to y'all too.
Good morning.
We were just sitting here talking about the weather. It's like, Tommy just got finished with the forecast. It's like,
it's warm.
No, this is December. It's supposed to be chilly and cold outside, and we're about ready to pull the shorts back out and t-shirts and everything like that. So
yeah, seriously.
It's definitely been warm. We sat outside all weekend in the sunshine, and it was really pretty and nice, but with Christmas, you want it to get a little cool.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. Our phone lines are 896-0713, 800-349-0713. You can call and talk to us live, or if you don't want to talk live, you can pass the question along to our operator, and they'll be glad to pass the question along to us. This is Open Line Monday, the first Monday of every month. We do this to where we will field your questions on any subject regarding your health, things that you have questions.
Right, whatever it happens to be.
Whatever, and I'm going to lead off today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, what's that?
I'm going to lead off today, matter of fact, because I had this hit me yesterday morning. It is something that it might hit me once every couple of years, and there's sometimes when it may last a few hours. There's sometimes when it may last a few days.
What's that?
And right now, and that's vertigo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where you're sitting there and all of a sudden you roll to one side or you lean one way, and it's like the whole world is just kind of starts going like this and spinning and moving around, and it is not a really good feeling. So fighting a touch of vertigo this morning.
It is miserable.
It is. It's very miserable. You just have to be careful, because if you lean forward too much or look up. I mean, even the simple thing yesterday, I'm sitting watching a very good Saints football game.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad.
It was a good game, even though we lost.
But they lost.
I was going to say they didn't win, but it's still pretty good. They played good.
But I picked up a bottle of water and just turning it up, a bottle of water, and tilting my head back is like, same thing. The whole room starts spinning. What causes vertigo, and what can you do about it?
There's a lot of things that can cause it. I mean, one thing, of course, blood pressure being sky high will cause things like that, or extremely low. Either one will cause you to be kind of woozy. But rule out the blood pressure issues, and then you got to think about, we see something a lot clinically this time of year. It's allergies.
Really?
They respond to allergy treatment.
We've actually seen a lot of people respond to the things for allergies. Now, you also can get the little crystals in your ears that are just slightly off, and there are some exercises that you can do for that. You can get online and get the exercises for vertigo. But we have seen this year more vertigo than I think we've ever seen.
Yeah,
I mean, from the summer on.
And I really think it might have to do with this weather. Tommy, I'm sorry about that, but we still.
He just reports it.
He just reports it, right?
Ain't
Yeah.
his
Control
fault.
over it. Yeah.
The thing we're seeing is, like this time of year, usually we've had a couple of good frosts and stuff. We haven't, and we still have things blooming that are doing quite nicely, actually.
We have flowers all over the place at our house.
I know. I mean, we came home this past weekend, and one of my rose bushes, beautiful giant red rose on it, just bloomed out. It's really pretty.
Yeah, my bees are just going crazy because there's still stuff out there that they're harvesting for the
For the winter.
For the winter, yeah.
Wow.
So.
And so, like I said, really what we've seen this year is people respond more to things for allergies. We have something called Aller 7 Plus, and we have something called Allergena, which is a little desensitization to the pollens in this area. It's specific to this area and region. So it really does, it has worked well for vertigo, so it's something that, we already told you before the show, come by and try it.
Because, I will. I'll be by.
Because that is a miserable thing
we're done.
to have.
You all open at 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
we do.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yep.
Definitely come over there because, it's not a fun feeling.
No, it's not.
You have to really be careful. And I find myself walking down the hallway, like, running my hand, holding along to not really holding the wall, but just kind of touching that wall. It just, makes you, kind of keeps you on an even keel. Because
we've seen an awful lot of that this
And we'll
year.
take your blood pressure when you come in too, but I think you kind of already ruled that out.
I think so. I didn't take it, but
But you don't feel like it's high, but we will check it when you come in.
Yeah, because usually I can feel it because I feel flushed.
Yeah.
When I do, and I haven't felt that or anything this week. So anyway, okay, that answers my question. You got a question? 896-0713, 800-349-0713. And it is, the way the weather has been, it really messes up your immune system or whatever.
Right.
I mean, one day it's a little chilly outside, you walk outside, and of course, this is my barometer. Because
your head.
My head, because when it's freshly, I can stick my head out the door. It's like, oh, hat day.
Hat day,
Because you lose so much heat through the top of your head.
Right.
People, sometimes you don't realize that. But
We have though already, although it hadn't changed weather a lot, we're already getting the people coming in sick and colds and even flu-like symptoms. So we already have started that. even though the weather's not cold yet.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, one of the things, it's been so dry, too, that, you know, the pollen and the dust and stuff just kind of stays stirred up in the air. So
Yeah.
I think that's another big reason.
And I know a lot of people think, okay, the answer to my issue is, let me go get an antibiotic.
Right.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, and I knew you were going to lead into jump into that, because no, that's
Like we've talked about before, when it's a cold or flu, that is a virus. And unless you're getting a secondary infection, you don't need an antibiotic, because antibiotics don't touch viruses. And if anything, it lowers your own immune system, because 70% of your own immune system is your probiotics, which are actually killed by antibiotics. So unless you know for sure it's bacterial, or if you've done lab work to show a really high white count, I mean, even some viruses can make really high white counts.
They can.
So that's kind of, that doesn't even rule it out. But if it's not a bacterial infection, you don't need an antibiotic.
there you go.
Yep.
Pretty simple.
Plain and simple.
All right, 8960713, 800-349-0713. The doctor's taking your phone calls right now about anything, any subject. This is our Open Line Monday. We do this every the first Monday of the month, and just basically, talk about whatever you have questions on or anything regarding your health. And of course, if you want to, let's see, we've got Ben from Pearlington on the phone with us. Good morning, Ben.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
What can we do for you, Ben?
I got a question regarding pulse rate.
Okay.
My blood pressure runs 127/67. I'm 67 years old.
Okay.
I weigh 165. I have no problems except I'm diabetic.
Okay.
And my pulse rate runs like 110.
That's high.
Ooh, little time.
Yeah.
So I don't exercise a whole lot, but I do exercise, a fair amount.
When
Like
you
20
exercise, Ben, how
20
high
minutes,
does it go?
I do 20 minutes on my exercise bike in the morning.
Okay. When you exercise, how high does your pulse rate go?
And it goes in the 140s, 150s.
So it doesn't go
That's not too
extremely
bad.
high.
It's not extremely
Do you have
high,
a lot
yeah.
of stress?
No, I don't think so.
Not really?
Everybody says I'm a cool and calm guy.
Okay. Because
Can we bottle that?
Yeah, really.
because the stress hormone being high can make a high pulse rate. Any type
Sure
of
can.
anxiety can make a high pulse rate. Everybody's a little bit, sometimes allergy to foods that you're eating makes a high pulse rate, and especially something like MSG, some of the food additives.
Sure
I don't know
can.
if you've looked into some of those and trying to eliminate some of the additives that you're eating in your food, because there is no doubt if I get MSG, my pulse goes to about 130. And so it's something, but I'm real careful not to get it. So I don't know if you're eating foods like that. I mean, that might
That's a
have it in there.
possibility.
I'll have to take note that my wife is a herbal fanatic, and she tries
Okay.
to keep me healthy.
Good,
So,
good, good.
All
And there
right,
are
good.
some, even,
Good for her.
have you tried magnesium?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm taking magnesium.
Okay, good.
Because, I mean, that's something else that can kind of lower the pulse rate. Like I said, the thing is with the pulse rate, sometimes sometimes you'll have a higher pulse rate to try to keep your blood pressure high enough.
Right.
All right.
But, thyroid,
Thyroid,
cortisol,
yeah,
all those things
thyroid
need to
and
be checked
cortisol
out
need to
good.
be checked just to make sure, because
Yeah.
sometimes you don't feel anxious, but if your cortisol's high, it still can do it.
Certainly
All right.
can.
Okay?
Thanks for the
Ben.
call, Ben. When we come back, we'll talk to Layla from Latimer, so don't go away. You're listening or you're watching our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living,
Hopefully
South
they're
Mississippi.
listening.
Yeah, well, they might be cooking in the kitchen.
That's right. That's right. That's it.
And welcome back to our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. It's our Open Line Monday. We do this the first Monday of every month, taking your questions about any subject regarding your health and how to live a better, healthier life. Layla from Latimer is on the phone with us. Good morning, Layla. Thanks for holding.
Good morning.
Morning.
What can we do
How
for
are
you?
you doing?
Good.
We're
How are
doing
you?
great.
I want to find out something about my sinuses.
Okay.
I have allergies to everything. I cannot take hardly nothing on the market, and I'm having a real bad time, like you said, with this season with my allergies. My face, I can't hardly wear even my light frame glasses because it hurts on my nose. It puts the pressure. Is there anything that I could do for that? I have another question after
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Definitely, like we mentioned before, we do have two products that work really well for allergies. I'm one that's had allergies my whole life, so I take both of them. But the Aller 7 Plus is one of them. And the other is something called Allergena, which desensitizes you to the pollens in the area. So it's a homeopathic, but it works really well. Other thing is, you can use a neti pot and wash your, sinuses
fine.
out with salt water.
Same.
That does help.
Does it?
It does. I mean, people wouldn't think that washing the nasal cavity out works as well as it does, but it does.
Really does.
So keeping it washed out is good. And usually with homeopathics, most people can take them. We don't see any people that have allergies to them.
Yeah.
Now, what is that?
It's called Allergena,
Okay.
and it's the one specifically made for our area.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm going to definitely get with you guys.
Okay, that sounds good.
And come see you. And I also want to ask, I have real severe crippling RA, rheumatoid arthritis,
Okay.
and Crohn's disease.
Okay. So you got two
And
autoimmune diseases.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And this weather is really tearing me up.
Mm-hmm.
And I take like a hot shower, and then I'll shock the bones with cold, and then I go back to the warm, and that seems to help some, because it almost like shocks the bones, you know.
And if you do
But,
alternating heat and cold, you can pump out inflammation. So the alternating heat and cold, there is therapies like that.
And always end with
You always
heat,
want to end with heat. That's what I was going to tell her, because of the stiffness. And definitely with the RA, you get a lot of stiffness. Now with any of your autoimmune diseases, what you eat makes a huge difference. And another thing is the probiotics that we have might even help with autoimmune and the allergies, because people with autoimmune diseases tend to have more allergies. And so it kind of all goes together. And as the allergies flare up, it makes the immune system kick in, which makes your autoimmune stuff worse.
Especially when you get into the Crohn's, things
Yeah.
like that, which is something that's bothering the gut. A lot of it's been linked back now to something we call leaky gut syndrome, and that goes along with your Crohn's, and it's even been implicated even in the RA. Things that, your gut gets in bad enough shape, and things that can cross that barrier, that gut barrier, that normally shouldn't. And once they get in the bloodstream, then they create a kind of havoc in the immune system
And
as
an
well.
allergy response,
An
too.
allergy response, right, exactly.
So there's a lot of things you can do for both, and actually changing the diet. We've definitely seen
huge.
people with RA and Crohn's benefit from a grain-free diet.
Yes.
Now, I say grain-free. Everybody always thinks I'm saying green-free, but it's grains. So
Yeah,
your
G-R-A-I-N,
your
like
wheat,
you find
your
in bread.
corn,
all
wheat,
that stuff.
corn, rice,
Right.
all your pastas, all that. It really makes a difference, because if you take away those grains, it helps with a lot of the inflammatory response, and it helps definitely with the gut, which is what the Crohn's is affecting. So there's a lot of things you can do. So if you come see us, we'll get more specific for your problem. Okay?
And a lot of it has to do with, and thanks for the call, Layla.
Yes.
Thanks.
A lot of the things that have to deal with, knowing exactly what's going on in your body, because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
something that you may not know. And the only way that you're going to find out is by having a
Do the
proper blood work.
Yeah, and the blood work. And there's things like even, she mentioned RA. There's something called DHEA, which is a hormone that's produced in the adrenal glands. When that DHEA lowers, which it does in everyone as we age, so everyone's get lower and lower as they age, but it definitely makes more inflammation and more joint pain.
Sure does.
And there's even been research where it can be used for treatment of rheumatoid arthritis. And so, but you do have to watch the levels. So we don't just tell people to go out and get it and take it. You want to look at the levels and then follow the levels as you're taking it.
Right.
That's good. And of course,
Yeah.
remember, as we mention this all the time, you don't need an appointment to go by and talk to the doctors. They're they are there Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. And of course, you've
And if
got-
you've had any lab work done already, get copies of it and bring it to us.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
look at what already has been done.
And there's no charge
There's
for
no charge for
consultation.
that.
No charge for
So
that at
we'll
all.
sit down with you, and if there is things that need to be checked for your condition, then we'll tell you what those may be. And some people say, well, let me go back to my doctor and get them done, or we can do them for you. Either way.
Whichever.
So
All right.
we're pretty flexible.
There you go. 8960713, 800-349-0713. Our phone lines are open to you. This is our Open Line Monday. We do this the first Monday of every month. You have a question regarding any kind of health issues that you have, or maybe a loved one who doesn't want to call in and you'd like to find out some more information. We invite you to call in. And if you think about something later on down the line, you can always email it to me at jtabor@wlox.com, and we'll pass it along to the doctors. So we've got, matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and plug this, but coming up in the next several weeks, we'll also be having a couple of shows on my midday show.
Yeah.
Shop South Mississippi, where
Right.
we're spending, it won't be call-in, but for those who, maybe you missed them, somebody who's gone to work, you want them to see part of the show, we'll be covering different topics, different issues
Exactly.
over the next several weeks.
I think it starts in January.
Starts in January,
Yep.
exactly. Starts in January.
Starts in January.
So we'll be doing that as well. So again, if you have a question, you can call in 896-0713, 800-349-0713. We'll be back with our final segment and I guess the special of the
yeah.
week.
We got a
Coming
special.
up in just a moment. Okay, stick around. And welcome back to our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy with Drs. Jim and Janine Fox and Doctors of Nutrition. Their office is located on Cowan Road in Gulfport, just south of Pass Road. It is across the street from the old garden center of the old Kmart building. We're taking your calls this morning about, well, anything. It is Open Line Monday. We do this the first Monday of every month. And Anita from Hurley has a question about cholesterol. Good morning, Anita.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was calling. I had a heart attack when I was 52, and I had 99.9% blockage.
Okay.
And I had a stent put in. But I cannot take any form of cholesterol medication. I'm allergic to all of it.
A lot of people are.
And I wanted to know, do y'all have something that I could come in and discuss with y'all and get, I'm taking EDTA. I don't know how to pronounce all
Yeah,
those.
we do have that in liposomal form.
So, I mean, I was just wondering if I come in, y'all could figure out, because my cholesterol is very, very high, and my doctor is very, very worried about it. And,
Rightfully
of
so.
course,
Yeah.
we changed the diet and everything. you
Okay,
know.
we definitely have something. I mean, it is a natural statin. One of the things that we use, it's called Coleast, but we have many people that can't take the prescription statins that can take it. So that's something definitely to try. And then
The polycosanols is another one.
Polycosanols
It's
is another one.
you typically, it's something you never heard of probably, but polycosanol is a sugar alcohol. It comes from sugar cane, actually, one of the good things. And the Cubans did a study on it. It's been, 10, 15 years ago. And they showed a really good reduction in total cholesterol from it, and as well as increasing the HDLs, lowering the LDLs, changing the pattern like you need to. So, that's just something else that you can do.
And on the EDTA you're taking, is it liposomal or is it just regular that you swallow?
You swallow.
Okay, because the liposomal, now it's a liquid, but we have seen it drop cholesterol dramatically, but only in the liposomal form.
The thing about the regular EDTA, if you just take it in a pill, then your absorption rate on it is extraordinarily small. The liposomal, which is you take the EDTA and wrap it up in something like the lecithin. Now the body readily absorbs lecithin because it thinks it's a fat, and so you can absorb. The absorption rate goes way up, and it has, like
We
you
have
said, done
seen
some very good
dramatically.
work.
He had to back off of it because his cholesterol was getting too low.
Got too low.
So it is definitely something we've seen to affect cholesterol, but when we used to use it in just the regular swallow form in the capsule, it didn't seem to do that.
Yeah, sure.
All
did.
right.
But we'd love to talk to you
Yeah,
about that.
come by.
Thanks for the call. Alan from Gulfport is on the phone. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name's Alan Hunter, and I just have a brief question
Okay.
for you. I'm a senior citizen. I'm 67. My wife is 69. And my question is, are y'all taking new patients at this time? And if so, what about Medicare?
Well, we don't charge for anything,
Right.
Alan. So it really,
Yeah, we don't charge to
Medicare-
talk to you,
Yeah.
so we don't have an office visit, and that's what Medicare would normally pay for at a doctor. So we don't do any insurance. So just come by and talk. If you've had any lab work, bring it in. Now, if we do any lab work, then it is not covered by Medicare. So
Sure.
we do tell people that. And supplements, no matter what kind of insurance anybody has, isn't covered anyway by anybody's insurance. So pretty much alternatives are not normally covered by insurance, especially Medicare.
But we'd love to talk
But
to you.
come by
Alan.
and
Yeah.
talk to us. Like I said, it's
That
free
won't
to come
cost you a
by and
thing.
talk to you, and it won't cost anything.
And you
Yeah.
don't need an appointment.
Yeah.
Just drop on in. They're
We're-
open from 10 to
Just
5.
drop in and say hello. Okay,
Yes.
well, I appreciate
it.
it. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you.
You too.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate
You
you
too.
calling. And we'd like to keep reiterating that it doesn't cost anything to come by and talk to you. Consultation's absolutely free.
Yep.
But you don't take any kind of insurance.
No insurance.
Well, like I say, typically when you think about insurance, you're thinking about, okay, for the office visit. Well, we don't charge for an office visit.
There you go.
So, okay, nothing there. And like you said, if we had, said, okay, you really need to get such and such checked, Typically, insurance companies or especially like Medicare and so on, they're not going to pay for anything.
They're not going to pay for some
Yeah.
of the extra stuff like your adrenals and
Right.
they don't. There are certain things they just don't seem to cover no matter who orders them.
Doesn't matter.
Medicare is pretty limited, and they, if it's not medical necessary, they won't charge just to check. Do screenings.
Right.
We should say that they never charge for screenings. And so that's one thing that we do a lot of is screenings so that you can see what's going on, because sometimes the symptoms don't quite match the problem and you wouldn't know that until you do lab work.
Right.
So we find things that you're like, I wouldn't have thought that, but that's why we do lab work, because we're not psychic, and unfortunately,
Still working on it.
unfortunately, if you're not, then you have to do some lab work to find out what's going on.
And of course, as we tell everybody, you can go by there. Got a great young lady that draws blood.
Yep.
Sure.
We do the blood draws there, or we can send you to the lab nearest you, because some people would rather go earlier in the morning, and we do still have labs, Broad Avenue, Ocean Springs, Pascagoula, different areas for different people where they live. Slidell, right. I mean, we have different labs all over, so we can send them to any of them.
All right. So again, Will from Ocean Springs asks, how do I relieve pleurisy? I don't like the inhaler.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that goes into that. It's an inflammatory response is what it is. So, and the inhalers you're using typically are some of the steroid inhalers and so on. There's a lot of things that can help reduce inflammation in the body, and you really want to work on that. If you off the air, we'd love to spend some time with you, because it's going to take some time to really get into all the things that you'd want to do. But I think that, I agree.
But like even a few things, DMG, fish oil, curcumins, there's so many, boswellia, bromelain,
you name it.
So many things that you can do.
Right. And we'll be glad to, explain all those things to you. But and sometimes it's going to be a trial and error to see what works for you, Will, rather than, because it may work great for you and not for the next person. So, but we'll spend the time with you. Sure will.
All right. Thanks very much for the question, Will. We have just a couple of minutes left, 896-0713, 800-349-0713. Our phone lines are open to you. It's Open Line Monday. If you have a question about anything regarding health, how to live a healthier life, because that's what this show is all about.
We do have the special today.
I was just going to lead right into that. You read my mind. How about that? Krill. Whales like
psychic.
it. Whales what? Women are
strong.
psychic. I've learned that a long time ago. Women are psychic. Guys, you were at a loss. Forget it. Ain't going to happen. So krill. Yeah, whales like it. They eat it by the
krill is a great anti-inflammatory too. We just talked about inflammation.
We'll just talk about that, right? It is a good anti-inflammatory.
We put that one because for the open line, it has different questions. Krill is good just for overall health. And that's one of the things especially for people that cannot take fish oil. A lot of people have digestive issues with fish oil, and krill does not seem to cause the same digestive issues, but give you the same benefit. So that's one thing, that we use a lot is krill, so we just thought we'd put it on special this week.
Right. All right, there you go. And that's good through Saturday, I believe.
Yes.
It'll be good through Saturday. So you can stop by. Their office is located again on Cowan Road in Gulfport, just south of Pass Road. It is, if you come down Cowan-Lorraine Road, you go through the Pass Road light, and then it's be right down on the left. Or if you're coming from Highway 90, you go across the tracks, and just before you get to Pass Road, it's going to be on your right-hand side. So you can stop in. They're open at 10 o'clock from 10 till 5:30.
And we're there Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and Dr. May is there Wednesday and Friday.
All right. And they're open on Saturdays from 11 till 2.
Right.
So there you go. Next week, this is something that everybody pretty much, I'd probably say 80% of the population deals with.
Maybe more than that.
Yeah. Every year, this time of the year, holiday heartburn.
Yes. So we're going to talk about some ways to prevent it and things you can do if you already have it with all the parties going on.
Definitely. Of course, whenever you push back from that
helps.
That table, it's like, oh boy, find me a chair, find me a couch, find me a recliner or something like that, because it's not feeling good.
I always say you should push back before you get to that point.
This is true. I always say, eat till you're satisfied, not till you're stuffed.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up looking like that turkey. Anyway, join us again next Monday. This show will be rebroadcast this coming Friday right here on WLOX CBS.